Greetings, everyone. This is Mustafa, your digital marketing specialist, the founder of the Digital Domination Tribe. I am with you on this Friday with a new video that I wanted to record about an experience that I had earlier this morning, which I think you will find useful and beneficial. I don't plan to be very long on this video. I want to be straightforward and to the point and give the information and allow you to go on about your day so you don't have to worry about this being a long natured video and message. So I hope everyone is doing well. This is 2026, February 13, 2026, when I'm recording this message. So we are moving into the new year, and I hope that everyone is moving along with any goals, any desires, wishes, visions that you have for yourself, and things are moving along pretty well. And the year can only get better, with the right mindset and with the proper actions and plans. The year can only get better and richer. And we're only 2 months, 2.5 months into this new year. So on this message, I wanted to talk about the subject of two heads are better than one. Two heads are better than one. Within our own self as individuals, men and women, we can often come up with some great ideas, and with our hands and with our outputs, we can come up with some great results. But in Napoleon Hill, he talks about the mastermind principle, how a great mind becomes even greater when it's connected to another mind. And two great minds become even better when they're connected to more minds. And you create the mastermind where ideas bounce off of the other, and results and application and so much happens when we put our minds together, where I may not see a blind spot, you see the blind spot and you point it out so that it does not become a negative deterrent determining for me and us, and vice versa. I may see something that you don't see, or I may see something of a positive that can add that you don't see, and vice versa. So the mastermind group allows us to have checks and balances and allows us to all win because we are all helping each other and trying to see the best for each other. So two heads are better than one. And the more heads that you add, meaning minds, the even better that things get. So this morning I was using my AI tools, ChatGPT, to start a process. I wanted to come up with a new product, and I did come up with that new product. And ChatGPT is typically the most popular of AI tools. When you mention AI or I'm using AI, most people will naturally default to it being ChatGPT, or assuming it's ChatGPT, or when they say they're going to use an AI tool, it's usually going to be ChatGPT, and that's perfectly fine. But ChatGPT is not everything that's out there. Just as Google is the premier and the number one search engine nowadays, and when people say they're going to search for something online, people typically assume that it's going to be Google, and in most cases they are right. People use Google to search for information, but you know as well as I that Google is not the only search engine. You have Bing. Yahoo still has a search engine. I think AOL has a search engine, and Opera has a search engine. There's so many other search engines out there, but Google still is towering above all other search engines, and people just synonymously assume that when you say search, you mean Google, or when you say Google, you mean search. So it's the same, I think, with ChatGPT, that when we talk about AI or generative AI or conversational AI, most people default to I'm going to use ChatGPT. And again, that is fine to use ChatGPT, but ChatGPT is not the only tool out there that can have conversational AI or generative AI. There's also Claude. There's also Gemini. Those are the three main popular ones that are used for generative AI, conversational AI. And if you know as well as I that there's always someone in the background tinkering and trying to figure out a way to come up with something new. So I don't doubt that soon, and barely very soon, there will be a fourth, there will be a fifth, there will be a sixth um, AI, generative AI tool that will come along that will compete with the three that I just mentioned of ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude. So keep your eyes open and stay focused. But this morning, I had a project that I needed to accomplish. And I started with ChatGPT to set out the framework and the general skeleton of it. And ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini, every one of them have their pros and they have their cons. There are some of those tools that they do things very, very well on, and things that they do not as well. And then that's where you have another tool, another AI tool, generative AI tool that you can use to step in to fill the gap that maybe ChatGPT doesn't fill, and vice versa. If you're using the other one, ChatGPT may fill in the blanks for one that's missing something on its level. So when I use ChatGPT, I set out the framework, I set out the skeleton, and then I needed to format it into a structured manner. So that's when I went to Claude, and then I took what ChatGPT set up for me, and then I copied it, pasted to Claude, and told Claude, these are the instructions I need you to do. I need you to structure and format this information that ChatGPT just gave me. And then it produced a PDF for a project that I was working on that I needed to present something. And then it made a nice, structured, beautifully formatted PDF file of information that I started in ChatGPT, right? And so I asked it to generate a cover for this workbook. And I looked at the cover and it was functional, but it wasn't attractive. It wasn't popping and wow. So I said, let me go back to ChatGPT, since ChatGPT does images really well. Now they have an image generator that does really, really well for me. So I took the PDF file that I started in ChatGPT that I refined in Claude. I downloaded the PDF. I uploaded it back into ChatGPT. I know this may get like, golly, going around the world. So I uploaded this PDF back into ChatGPT, showed ChatGPT the cover example that Claude had gave, and I said that it's functional, but I think we can do a lot better than this. So I want you to take the text that's on the cover and the basic inspiration of it, and I want you to make it something that's attractive and that pops and that will make someone say wow before they even turn the first page of this workbook, right? And so I plugged all that in ChatGPT, hits, submit, send, and then it started tinkering, boom, 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 and then it did what it needed to do. It produced me a very professional, polished, attractive cover that said wow. Even if you didn't turn the first page, just the cover itself sold you and said wow. So I was satisfied with the first time out because I prompted it really well. I was very clear and precise with my prompt, so it hit it out the gate the first time. No. I had to refine it one time. I correct myself. The text, I thought the text could have been formatted a little better, so I did run that back. I said, change this out, make this a little bigger, add this, and then the second time out, it was ready. It was really well, looked good, and I said, let's go with it. Okay, here we go back around the world again. So then I downloaded the image that ChatGPT created for me for the workbook cover, and then I took it back to Claude, and then I told Claude what I did, and I said, change out the cover that you created, substitute it with this cover that ChatGPT made, and then create a final file of the workbook PDF with the new cover and everything that's already been created up to this moment. And within a few minutes, Claude had completed that task for me. I had a very attractive workbook with a nice cover. It was 8 or 9 pages. Everything was formatted, lined up correct. All the spelling, grammar, everything looked great. And I was very, very pleased with the outcome of what I received. So it proves the point that, two heads are greater than one. Claude did everything that Claude could do, but Claude, struggled with the cover that I needed. And I'm sure I could have tinkered with it and maybe got what I needed. But if ChatGPT is a stronger candidate in that area, why would I, run around the world with Claude when I can just go straight to ChatGPT image generator, have it do it, and then upload that back into Claude? And if Claude is better with structuring and creating PDFs and formatted information, then why would I waste time using ChatGPT, even though I could probably tinker around with it and get what I wanted? So, these two minds, these two AI tools, which represent minds today, allowed me to get the work that I needed done. I didn't just rely on ChatGPT. I didn't just rely on Claude. I combined both minds, both tools to get one final result, which was a workbook that I needed to create. So let that story and let this be an example for you that yes, ChatGPT is the most popular of AI, generative AI tools that will be used today and probably for quite a while. But it's not the only thing that can be used. If you're Chat GPT centric, I'm not telling you to give it up. I'm saying just download Claude too. And then when you go into Claude, this is what I did the first time I used Claude. I said, hey, Claude, I have a heavy Chat GPT background. I use Chat GPT for everything. And now I'm coming over to you. So I want to ask you, for someone coming from that background, what do you offer that Chat GPT doesn't? And how can you help me in areas that Chat GPT can't? And, break this down to me. And hit submit, and then Claude just started running it down. Hey, based on your Chat GPT usage, and I gave it what I use it for, digital marketing and education, stuff like that. And it said based on what you've achieved on Chat GPT and what you normally use it for in your background, this is what I can offer. This is my strengths. This is what I can fill in where Chat GPT probably can't. This is how I can help you in your industry. This is, it just really laid it out for me. So I would just advise you to start tinkering with the other generative AI, conversational AI tools like ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini. I didn't mention Gemini in this example because I have used Gemini before, but I don't have a lot of experience using Gemini, so I can't really speak on it. But the times that I have used Gemini, it has given me great results. I've used Gemini like the example I used for Claude. I started an image in ChatGPT, and ChatGPT at the time, the images with the image generator that it had, it was hit or miss sometimes. So I took the same concept, plugged it into Gemini, and Gemini actually got the job done. So two minds are greater than one. But now ChatGPT has really stepped this game up with this image generator. So I don't have to run to Gemini anymore. I pretty much get it all done through ChatGPT. But to practice what I preach, I may jump back into Gemini next few days, maybe this weekend, and just give it a spin and play with it again, just like I did with Claude, and just see what I can get from it as well, because all of these tools are just going to help you. So whether it's Gemini, whether it's Claude, whether it's Chat GPT, you should never limit yourself, because as I say, each one has a strength, each one has a weakness, and each one can complement the other and cover up the gaps and those shortcomings that each may have if you use, 2 of them or 3 of them, all of them, you will have a great AI, generative AI, conversational AI experience, and you will get a lot of your tasks, if not all of your tasks, done if you think of it that way. This is a trinity right here of tools. So this is Mustafa, your this is Mustafa, your digital marketing specialist, the founder of the Digital Domination Tribe. Just wanted to put that message on you today and give you something to think about and expanding your mind in how you look at AI tools. This was just the examples of the generative AI and conversational AI. There's so many other tools out there that are now jumping into the AI space that, I can extend this subject to an hour. Just giving you a rundown on all the different AI tools and the benefits and how they can streamline your workflow and allow you to work smarter, not harder. I mean, they got all kind of tools and stuff. Seems like it's coming out every other day. So just get curious. Check out the 3 generative AI tools that I mentioned. Gemini, Claude. Most likely you're familiar with ChatGPT, but if you're not familiar with any of them, give me my alarm is going off. But if you're not familiar with any of them, I would just advise you to go ahead and give all of them a spin. ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude. And it's not about one being better. Let me make this clarity. It's not about one being better than the other. It's not a case of, well, which one is the best? It depends on what you're looking for. It depends on what you're trying to accomplish in that moment. Which one is the best? And it's not that one is the best. It's which one is the best for you in this situation. It's which one is the best for you and what you're trying to accomplish right now. Where the other one may not be the best option in this moment. But neither one is the best and neither one is the worst necessarily. It's just each one has a functionality depending on what situation and what problem you're trying to solve. So don't look at better or worse or ask the question which one is the best. All of them are good. All of them have something they can do, bring to you, and all of them have something that they're not as good in. So complement with the other ones. All right, this is Mustafa, your digital marketing specialist. Check me out at digitalmarketingwithmustafa.com. That is digitalmarketingwithmustafa.com. That is my one-stop shop website, which will connect you to my blog, my podcast, YouTube videos that will connect you to my workbooks, that will connect you to ebooks, that will connect you to my print books coming soon, and allow you to learn more about digital marketing and about AI and how you can use this modern technology, the digital landscape, and AI tools to really put yourself out there and make yourself a winner and make yourself successful online and with digital tools with your smartphone. So check you out. I'll see you next time on another video. Take care.